So today I am doing a style for all of you ladies that leave me comments and tell me that your hair does not hold curl. I get so many comments from you guys that say that no matter what you do, your hair will not hold curl and you can't do vintage styles and blah blah blah. So I'm showing you today that you can do a really cute vintage style. It's also really easy for you moms out there that have kids to take care of, or you girls that are in school and don't have a lot of time to get ready in the morning. This takes about 15 minutes tops. It's really easy, it stays all day, and it's super cute. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I do is section my hair. So I'm just gonna section my bangs into what I want to be curled. So I don't want to section it too far back because I'm tying the bandana on, and if I section too far back, it's going to be really hard to get the bandana on without smashing my hair. So I'm just going to section about this much, and then about this much on this side, and then you can just tuck the rest behind your ears so you don't get it confused. So now you're just going to take section by section and just give it a little curl so it gets the idea of where it's supposed to go. This doesn't have to be exact. You don't even really have to pin it if you don't want to, because you're going to tease it so much that in the end it's not really going to matter. Just make sure that, because I have side swept bangs, so they're cut shorter on this side, so make sure that you give those guys a really good curl. A lot of girls ask if they can do this if they don't have bangs. Absolutely you can. You just do it the same way that I did, except your pieces will be more like this and less like this. It's just when you roll it, you want to start the roll smaller so that it doesn't end up being huge and bulky. If you start the roll really big when you have long hair, you're just going to have too much hair in it. So once you're done curling, you're just going to take all those sections you just did and you're just going to tease them. I'm using just a fine-tooth comb, and you're just gonna tease the crap out of them. Now if you want, you can use hairspray. I don't use a lot of hairspray in my vintage styles because I find it makes the hair stiff, especially when I'm doing curls. But if your hair has a hard time holding styles or holding tease, you can either use hairspray or you can use a little bit of dry shampoo at the roots. I always tell girls that have fine hair to use dry shampoo at the roots because it kind of thickens the hair up. Okay, so once you have this big mass of awesome, now I'm just going to take a little bit of hairspray so that I can kind of smooth it all together. I just use this Paul Mitchell Extra Body Firming Spray, same one that I've always used. And then you're going to use your smoothing comb. I'm using a Paul Mitchell comb as well. And you're just going to smooth that top layer all together. Now for you girls that have baby hairs like I do, I'm using this Pureology. It's a anti-fade. It's made for colored hair, but it's kind of like a wax. It's called Texture Twist. But I just use a teeny tiny bit, just a little dab on my finger, rub it between your fingers to get it warm, and then you can smooth those baby hairs, because I have them too and they're such a pain. But a wax is what I find really helps better than anything else. So now you're going to take the ends of that hair and this little long doodad, you can just twist into there. Sorry if it's kind of hard to see because all of my hair is so red right now. But you're basically just going to twist it down just like I've done in all of my other videos where I do the same kind of twist. And you just want to smooth it all together until it's all kind of uniform. And then you take a bobby pin and just do one right in the center and try to anchor it so you can't see the bobby pin. And then once you have that pin in there, you can smooth some more. You can use more bobby pins if you need them. Sometimes your hair behaves better than other times and you don't need as many pins. I find the more teasing that you do, the less pins you have to use. So the key is really to do a lot of teasing because it'll last all day and you won't see the pins. So I give it one final spray, one final smooth. The other reason why I don't like using too much hairspray with these kind of styles is that it makes your hair look really stiff, and I don't particularly like my hair looking stiff. So once you're done with the roll, my hair is already fairly straight because I straightened it the other day, but you can straighten it some more. I just use this hot off the press. It's a it's like a thermal protectant spray. A lot of girls ask how I keep my hair so healthy and shiny. Sorry, tastes like hairspray in here. Anyways, how I keep my hair so healthy and shiny is that I protect it from heat and damage. And the biggest thing that I do is protect it from heat when I'm styling, because that's probably the most damaging thing that I do to my hair besides teasing. But I don't tease my hair really all that much, besides when I'm showing you guys styles. So usually when I'm using like a curling iron or something that's direct heat for a long time, I do this strand by strand. But today I'm just kind of running over it with a flat iron, so I'm just did it all over. And then give it a good comb through. Oh yeah, don't forget about your clip up here. Just be sure not to snag any of the top when you're combing through. So then I just take a hair tie, tie up the top section, and I just flatten my hair section by section. Now a lot of girls use a comb to kind of guide the hair when you flatten it. I don't. I just kind of comb through it and then I use my fingers to flatten the hair. I think it just really depends on the texture of your hair and what works for you. My hair is already naturally pretty straight, so straightening it isn't that much of a chore. I'm just going to go through my whole head and just make sure everything is nice and smooth. Oh, and in case you guys are wondering, the straightener that I'm using is just a Conair. For some reason, all the products that I use are Conair. I don't use very expensive products. A lot of people ask me, you know, if more expensive is better when it comes to heat styling products, and I don't necessarily think so, because I've had pretty good luck with pretty inexpensive things. I really spend my money on actual hair products, but it really depends, like I say with everything, depends on your preference, depends on your hair, it depends on what works for you. Now this is a really quick style, especially compared to some of the curly styles that I do where you actually have to curl and pin and leave overnight. If the flat ironing takes you a long time, it's also something that you can do the night before. Like my hair was already kind of flat from yesterday, so this went really quickly. So you can flatten it the night before and then you can kind of touch it up the morning of, and that'll make it go a lot quicker as well. So now I'm just going to tease the crown of my hair. So I'm going to start where my bangs end. And I'm just going to pull sections, small sections, and the first section that I'm I'm going to tease the less so that it's easier to smooth out, because you definitely want the bump to be smooth. And I'm just teasing with that same fine-tooth comb. This is actually Trevor's comb that he uses to comb his hair, so I don't know where he got it, but it's probably cheap because he's a boy and they don't spend money on combs. Another question I get a lot from people is if you can do some of the styles that I do without curling and or teasing. My answer is no. Clearly this style you can't do without teasing, but most vintage styles you can't do without teasing either, and even girls back in the day teased. It's a little bit easier if you do a wet set for the curls because they're kind of in your hair better and they stay better, but teasing really helps, especially if you're gonna, you know, be somewhere that's windy, or if you're gonna be out all day where it's humid or sweaty. You can't really do these styles without some amount of teasing to kind of anchor them into your hair. So I'm just teasing all of the top sections of my hair, just kind of around the crown of my head. I don't tease anything underneath because then you're just gonna have a big poof ball of hair. So once you're done teasing, you have this mass of awesomeness, and just kind of separate it out so it's not all sectioned like you teased it. And then take your smoothing comb and just lightly smooth over the top section. You don't want to brush out your tease, but you don't also want to look like you have a big rat's nest on your head. Now what comes in handy with this style is if you have a mirror that pulls out, which I do. I'm not going to show you because I don't have to set my camera up again, but if you have a mirror that pulls out from the side, that helps in kind of seeing if everything is smooth, if there's any sections that are kind of separated or showing. If you don't have a mirror like that, you can always get, they make like little accordion ones. They're little round mirrors and you can kind of stick them into your wall, and those help. That also helps for you girls that have problems styling the back of your hair or curling the back of your hair. So now it's all teased. It's not super dramatic, but it's a good everyday style. So now I'm going to take my black nylon scarf, and first I'm just going to pin back the front sections of my hair so that they stay back while I'm tying my scarf. You can just use pin curl clips or whatever you want, really. They're not going to be in there that long. Then you take your scarf, make sure it's nice and tight on the bottom. And then you're going to tie it on the opposite side of your barrel roll. Be careful that you don't smash your front part. Just tie it into a nice cute little bow. And then you can kind of just put your hair around the bow as cute as you want it. And there you have it. It's a everyday vintage style without having to curl your hair for those of you guys that have difficulty. I hope you guys found this useful. I'm going to try to do more of these easy everyday kind of styles, but keep letting me know what you want to see, and please keep watching. I really appreciate all of your comments and feedback.